I know that as soon as I say the word soulmate, that the reaction among my listeners is going to vary widely, that some of you will embrace it. You will know from personal experience or intuition that soulmates are real, and that the rest of this discussion can unfold naturally as I go into dreams about soulmates. But for some of you, this is a subject which will be met with skepticism. You will be much like me when I first encountered this subject. You will say, "Show me. Is there a peer-reviewed, double-blind study out there? Can you show me facts that prove to me that soulmates are real, that it is not just wishful thinking or overactive imagination?" I was like that 20 years ago when I encountered this subject. I was open-minded to it, but at the same time, I had no evidence to back it. So when someone said the word soulmate, it brought up conflicting reactions in me. Well, on the one hand, I wanted to believe that there is such a thing. I was searching for it myself. But on the other hand, I said, I don't want to be fooled by something, even if it is commonly believed. It doesn't mean that I have to believe it. So like with any subject that it falls outside of the norm, I suggest that you approach it with healthy skepticism, but not skepticism that closes your mind. Because if you were like me, you will find that when you seek answers, when you knock at the door, that the door will open, that you will be led to the personal experience, the knowledge, the information that you need to be able to reach your own conclusions and to feel comfortable with them. I will get back in a moment to the subject of where to find more information about soulmates that you can explore for yourself. First, though, I want to pose a question. Wouldn't it be great if soulmates really exist? Whether or not you believe that it's true, whether you believe that soulmates exist, wouldn't it be great if they really do exist? Just step back for a moment and consider that question. Consider the idea that the man or woman of your dreams is a flesh and blood living human being. Well, I'm going to give you the evidence that I have accumulated through dreams that shows that you really can be shown a person of your dreams in your dreams and then meet that person later in life. In some cases, that person is already part of your life, and that recognizing them as a soulmate gives you more depth to the relationship and a framework for understanding it. Soulmate relationships are widely misunderstood. The notion out there is that a soulmate is a person who you will meet and love forever after, that it is the fairy tale story come true, that the prince meets his princess, the princess meets her prince, and they are perfect for each other in every way, and that their relationship is perfect in every way. I'm here to tell you that that is a fanciful notion, that there is a germ of truth to it, that soulmate relationships are very special and they have the potential to evolve into what you might call the perfect relationship, what you might call living the dream. But soulmate relationships come in many forms, shapes, sizes, and types. Soulmates can be parents, their children, siblings, friends, grandparents, and other relatives. Your soulmate might be the person that you broke up with in a very heated and painful sort of way. And in some way, some level, it was meant to be that you were not going to spend your lives with each other. It was not going to be happy forever after, that you had something to teach each other that is particularly painful. Many soulmate relationships are painful, and in fact, the deepest soulmate relationships sometimes are the most painful relationships. And if you know that a soulmate means not only that you have incarnated together in past lives, but you were together between earthly lives, and that you planned your relationship ahead of time in your next life here on earth in body, that you planned the circumstances, that you knew that there was a very hard lesson that you needed to learn, and that your soulmate is the one who volunteered to help you through it, to teach it to you. Now you have a whole nother dimension that opens up, a whole new understanding of soulmate relationships. Perhaps it bursts the bubble. Soulmate relationships aren't always unicorns and fairies and butterflies. Soulmate relationships are sometimes deep and dark and wet. Sometimes they end tragically. The kind of ending that makes the evening news. But that doesn't have to be. It's just something that happens because, yes, soulmates, relationships, they come in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes soulmates are our most difficult relationships. Even your rivals and enemies can be soulmates. A soulmate is simply someone who comes into this world with you to be part of each other's lives for a brief time or a lifetime. It can be for love and for sharing, it's for caring, but most of all, it's for growth and for wholeness. And sometimes we need to be broken before we can be made whole. And that tells you why some of your soulmate relationships can be the most difficult. Soulmates help us grow, and growth is often spurred through adversity. Soulmate relationships can be our most difficult and challenging. But in the big picture, every experience that helps us grow is worth it. I have learned through my 20 years of studying this subject that we incarnate into this world with a purpose in mind. There is a mission, a plan, but it's up to us to follow through. It's very easy to get sidetracked while you're living this life and forget that there is this deeper level to it, that there is a lesson or many lessons, that you have a plan or a mission. Soulmates reincarnate with us during multiple lifetimes to carry out that plan. We help them, they help us. If you do not know that reincarnation is real, that it has been studied scientifically, and that there are thousands of reports in a massive body of evidence that supports the reality of reincarnation, I don't ask any of you to accept anything that I say with blind acceptance. As I said at the opening of this conversation, but I know that when I say the word soulmate, now we can include the word reincarnation with that the reaction to it will vary widely. It will depend upon your frame of reference. It will depend upon whether you are open-minded to the subject, whether you are closed-minded to it, whether you have personal experience with it or not. Find out for yourself. That is the best way of exploring anything in this world. Do not accept anything with blind faith. I hope that I have given you the information that you need to be able to proceed forward from here, from this point. You can go off on your own and discover that soulmates are real, that reincarnation is real. But as with everything else in life, you have a choice what you accept as part of your reality or what you don't. It is always your choice.